I participated in the Rwanda Experiential Learning Course in 2010 in its first year. And in my undergrad, I studied media and the public interest and political science. My time in Rwanda impacted me greatly. It was 10 years ago, however, I still think about it often. And besides meeting the president of Rwanda at a gala function, my favorite memories from my time in country were the meals that we shared with our local hosts and local connections that we made throughout our time there. Those meals, those opportunities, experiences were truly a way to get to know Rwandan culture quickly, which is a very warm and inviting culture and calming and happy. Our group laughed a lot on this trip, with Henri often cracking the jokes, and I do recall that we called him the class clown. After my undergrad, I studied international development and I worked for a disaster relief agency in Philippines. My experience in Rwanda helped prepare me for some of the challenges I faced in Philippines of adapting to a new culture. And my time in Rwanda certainly gave me the confidence to know that challenges faced in Philippines would quickly wear off and be well worth the experience in the end. When I enrolled in the course in 2010, I didn't know anyone. 10 years later, I still keep in touch with some of my classmates and have found lifelong friendships. My friend Jordan and I will connect regularly, and I'm fortunate to be living in London, and I get to see Henri on campus for coffee now and again. I'm grateful to be a part of Henri's social network. He's probably one of the most popular faculty members on campus. Since Rwanda, I've been to many countries around the world, but some of my fondest times abroad and most memorable learning experiences were from the opportunity I had in Rwanda. Thank you. Murakoze cyane.
Hi everyone, my name is Jordan Adams, and I went to Rwanda in 2010. I studied French and Spanish at Western, and I later studied translation at the University of Ottawa. And I currently live in Ottawa, working for the federal government. So 2010 was actually the first year that Western did this trip to Rwanda. So being the first group to go, I mean, we didn't really know what to expect necessarily. It took a few days at the beginning to sort out our placements, where everyone would be. So I ended up working at the Kasimba Orphanage, teaching English to kids who were probably between 5 and 8 years old. I had never taught English before, so that was definitely a new experience, a learning experience. I had to improvise a lot and kind of adapt to new situations pretty quickly. But I mean, I'd like to think by the end I managed to get the hang of it, at least somewhat. One memory that I wanted to share, well, I should give a bit of background before I share the memory, is in regard to our leader, Professor Boyi. So he has got to be the most gentle, kind, and patient person that I know. Just as an example, he was the only one who spoke the language there. So anytime that one of our group needed to communicate with someone, he had to be the interpreter. And, I've been in a similar situation to that with just a couple people in a different setting for like a day. And I was exhausted by the end. So I can't imagine how he must have felt for doing this for about a month with like 12 of us, just, being our go-to person the entire time. And yet he never showed any sign of stress or frustration. To this day, I don't know how he did that. But anyway, at one point on the trip, we had the opportunity to travel to Bujumbura in Burundi. And not only is this a beautiful place to visit, but it gave us a chance to meet and spend some time with some of Professor Boyi's family. And he had been, leading us the entire time. He was responsible for us the entire time. And it was just really great to see him just be able to relax and really enjoy that time with his family. He's always a jovial, happy person, but I could just tell that that night with his family was extra special to him, and just seeing him enjoy that was something that I'll never forget.
Hi, my name is Ashley, and I'm truly honored to be a part of the video portion of this Rwanda exhibition. It's been over a decade since I went to Rwanda with Henri and the rest of my classmates, but wow, what an unforgettable experience, and certainly one in which I learned many lessons along the way that have stayed with me over the years. For example, I learned that I should always try my best. Even when I had terrible pronunciation and a very limited vocabulary in Kinyarwanda, I could tell that people really appreciated the fact that I was trying to speak their language. If you try your best and give it your all, people will always respect your hard work and your determination. I also learned to keep an open heart and mind. If you give others the benefit of the doubt, they will more than likely reciprocate. We're all more similar than we are different, and we all crave human connection in some form or another. I also learned to be grateful for what I have. I met others who didn't have what we would consider to be the basic necessities of life, and yet they still seemed to be filled with happiness. Another thing I learned was to never stop learning. Everyone you meet and every situation you come across is an opportunity to learn more about different cultures, about ourselves, about how things work, about the world we live in, and so on. Finally, I learned that if at the end of the day you can smile and say, "Today was a good day," and you can do that for most of the rest of the days of your life, you'll lead a very happy existence on this beautiful planet we call Earth. I'm so grateful to have been part of this special class and to have the opportunity to speak with you today. Thank you.